So I had this female friend a couple of years ago. Me and her no longer friends because I cut her the fuck off. Here's why. She was a pretty girl, but she was heavyset. But that didn't stop her from getting fucked. She wanted love, but she was fast in the ass. And most men, they treat big women a little different. They not gonna love you in public, but they'll fuck the shit out of you behind closed doors. So one day she decided that she wanted love by any means. She gets with this guy. He was everything she wanted, but she couldn't get him to stop fucking other women. But then she tells me that he becomes obsessive. He's real clingy. He won't give her space, and he just crazy. He all over her, he's crazy. She made it seem like this just happened out of the blue. Come to find out, she had them put love spells on him. And she told me she put love spells on him. She said she wanted him, and she wanted him all about her. So one day when they was having sex, she put spells on him. Of course he did not know about it. And of course she took advantage of him. She told me all of this. So in the end, she got the man. She got some of what she wanted. The man was all about her. But he was so all about her that she couldn't breathe without him jumping down her throat. He was literally obsessive, possessive. And if I'm not mistaken, he ended up getting violent. Now I say all that to say, that's typically how the love spells work. When you forcing somebody to love you, you forcing somebody to be with you, it is unnatural. So the results will be unnatural. Ladies, if you want love, heal yourself internally. I'm telling you, a beautiful spirit will attract what's for you before a fat ass and big titties will. Become feminine, not just some of the times, but all the times. Forgive them people, let it go. Start going to the gym, drink your water, and truly take care of your spirit. That's how you attract the man that's for you. There ain't a man on this planet that ain't attracted to a beautiful spirit. Even the ops attracted to beautiful spirits, baby. Now before I cut her off, I should have had a conversation with her, but I didn't. I didn't trust her. I lost all respect for her.
A lot of people walking around with curses and spells put on them and they don't even know it. Let me give y'all the sauce to figure out if somebody put a curse or a spell on you. Stop thinking that you have to go to somebody for assistance to get a reading done or divination work done just to see if there's a spell or curse on you. You are the tools, you are the key. It's just that they're more tapped in than you are at that moment. But that doesn't mean that you can't do things for yourself. So if everywhere you turn, things are just not going right, you are having issues with your health out of nowhere, like if you just literally feel like something is wrong, something is off, just go ahead and check to see if there's a spell or curse. It does not hurt anything. I'd rather know. I don't know about y'all. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to get a bowl. Fill that bowl with water. Get you 2 matches. It could be the matches that we use, those wooden matches, just as long as they're 2 matches. Put them in the bowl of water. Do not light them. If those matches stay separate, then you good. No spell work has been done against you. But if those matches touch, somebody tried to put a spell or curse on you, but it didn't work because your protection is too strong. But if those matches cross, somebody has definitely put a spell or curse on you. You can also do an egg cleanse. If you haven't heard of that, if you want more information, just let me know and I can drop a video on that. Yes, start doing things for yourself. Stop thinking you have to wait or pay your money or go meet with somebody to tell you about you. Like I told y'all in my hoodoo video, just find out what resonates with you in your culture, in your background, and participate in that. Because whether people want to admit it or not, spiritual warfare is real. I'm not scared or afraid of anything that I can see. It's the unseen that we should be concerned about. Let me know if y'all have questions and let me know y'all thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
So you guys, I want to come on here and tell y'all about the time that I, when I first got into spirituality, thinking shit was all fun and games, I did a freaking love spell. Okay. So I told you guys that I pretty much started my spirituality back in 2021. This is when I started researching stuff. I became heavy in the mystical and everything like that. And I also had a dream about my twin flame merging with my soul, which is another video for another time. That's a whole different thing. But anybody that understands that kind of concept understands that you go through a process and you need to meet your karmic before you meet your twin. So in this instance, I mistaked my karmic for my twin flame. So I was overly kind of invested into this man. So, we were, sleeping together, talking, dating, whatever, for like 3-4 months, probably even like a year at this point. Like, I was so back and forth with him because I was pretty much the runner. Okay. But, I was so back and forth with him to the point where, years go past and, he stopped having interest in me. So me picking up on that, I pretty much was like, you know what, I'm going to do a love spell, which involved a honey jar and So, it worked. Definitely did. But that shit backfired. That shit backfired so motherfucking bad. So once I did the spell, I kind of forgot about it. Some months passed. I ended up meeting another guy. Now, this guy was just fucking terrible, you guys. Like, when I say, like, I used to have dreams about, like, him being demonic and just, like, blood and demons and, like, some dark shit. That happened a lot. He convinced me to get rid of my familiar, which if you are a spiritual practitioner, you have familiars. Mine was a black cat named Xena. He made me get rid of her. After that, I lost my house. Well, not my house. I lost my car, lost my goddamn job. They turned off my lights behind me, losing my job. I almost lost my house behind that. This man, I ended up getting sick, very, very sick with COVID, because this is around like 2021. What else? This man also gave me because he was sleeping around, cheating on me. I got into a car crash because of this man. Literally everything that could have went wrong went fucking wrong. Okay, so when they say don't do a love spell, believe them. Okay, believe them, because a lot of y'all too young. Now, and then I also became severely obsessed with that guy. Not the guy who did all this thing, but the other guy. But yeah, again, don't do a love spell, believe them, okay? I'm not gonna say I'm, very practiced in the art. I might still do a fucking love spell, but at least now I know to have some type of form of protection and to not want to do that on any and everybody, because some people are just narcissists. Some people are just not good for you, and then you curse yourself with being stuck with that person. So yeah, lesson learned.
What happened years ago, this is how I know how crazy that shit will make you. Because when I first started, I didn't know. When I first started doing work, I didn't know how this thing would manifest. It was somebody that put me onto it. And I remember the first time I did a love spell, that shit backfired on me. And when that shit hit me, oh my God, that shit was like, I was obsessed. Like, I felt like I was gonna die if I didn't call my ex. Like, I'll be on the phone. Like, I'll say, I'm not gonna call her. And the batch that the person gave me was like fucked up. They gave me the combination or whatever recipe, and it was fucked up. So anyway, I would be shaking, jittering, like, I gotta call her. I gotta call her.
Imagine doing a love spell on somebody and then it all comes back to destroy you. You see my face, so you know I'm back with another spooky story. Someone submitted this story and told me it was about their cousin. We're gonna call her cousin Linda. So Linda met this guy, we're gonna call him Dodo, at work. Linda went from literally barely caring about being at work until Dodo joined the team. Dodo would bring this sense of excitement to work, where Linda was just looking forward to going to work because at least Dodo was gonna be there. So Linda and Dodo would go on to build this friendship. And they were inseparable. They spent a lot of times together at work and outside of work. So Linda really got to know the ins and outs of Dodo. And when they would spend all these times together, it would get late. And sometimes Linda just wouldn't feel safe to go home, so she would just stay the night. So while getting to know him, Linda admitted to having feelings for Dodo. But no one knew if Dodo felt the same because Linda decided to not disclose that information. And of course, knowing the ins and outs, she knew that Dodo already had a couple of options anyway. But according to Dodo, those women were just sexual relationships. Fast forward one day, Dodo's grandfather unfortunately abruptly passes away. And to help Dodo get his mind off of things, Linda, being the best friend that she was, so to take his mind off things, they decided to go out to a bar. They got drunk and came back home. While they were home and Linda was consoling him, one thing led to another and they did the boom, boom, boom. Now, Linda. Anyway, so the next day they woke up, they didn't really talk about it. Linda proceeded on being there for Dodo throughout his entire grief period. And throughout the period of him grieving, they did not hook up again. However, Linda's feelings grew. One day, Linda finally said, you know what, I'm done hiding these feelings. So she confesses her feelings to Dodo. And Dodo actually felt the same. Dodo actually admitted to being in love with her and he was just scared of ruining their friendship. So they would go on and have like this flirty-esque friendship. They were basically best friends by day and doing the boom, 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 making the bed rock by night. Everything was great until Linda was like, when are we gonna be together? We've been doing this cute bestie cat and mouse type of game for a while now, like, what's tea? And every single time that conversation would come up, it seems like there was always a blockage on his end. Linda was ready to be a girlfriend. Shit, Linda was ready to be a wife today. But there was a blockage for him. So Linda thought since her family is already privy with voodoo, she might as well exercise what she actually knows and just basically give him a little kick to make him see her as, you know, a potential mate. So she did what any reasonable person would do and fed him a voodoo pasta. And that was just step one. Because she likes to go big or go home, she admitted to also giving him a potion. And the man was head over heels. He was so head over heels that he forgot about everybody in his life. That is until his family got involved. His family, knowing that something wasn't right, got involved and decided that they were going to bust him out of this relationship. So one day they got him. All that Linda knew was that she came home one day and that this man disappeared for months. And she had no idea what happened to him or even where to find him. Until one day, being the desperate girl that she is, when suddenly in storms an angry Dodo. To backtrack, when Dodo's family got him, they uncovered the truth about what his girlfriend was doing to him. They took him out of whatever she put him under. When he came back to realize, as much as he tried to ignore the urge, he just had to see her. So he would storm to her house, kick her door down, notices that she was sitting right there, Linda being excited that he came back, but also automatically noticing that his demeanor was different. He beat Linda so bad that Linda suffered such serious surgeries. She has lost all her teeth, dislocated her jaw, broke a few of her limbs, and he attempted to set her house on fire. So she escaped by literally just a hair. One of her neighbors heard the screaming, saw Dodo running out of that house, and ran inside to her rescue. Till this day, she has chronic pain and she is still suffering the consequences of that love spell. That was a submission from Jackmail IT. Maybe hold out before you do that love spell. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this story time, and even more of a thank you for 100,000 followers. If you ever doubt anything, just know, come here. I love you, my abducted humans. And I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on my YouTube Zoom. I have so many stories that are longer than these posted on YouTube, so you better go check them out. I've officially reached 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you weren't one of the original 10Ks and you've been watching me all this time, I hope you're ashamed. But it's okay, because it's never too late to join the train. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Like, literally, the link is in my bio. What are you doing? Please? Alright, au revoir.
This lady did a love spell for her husband, but at the cemetery. Y'all remember how I told y'all that? So we doing love spells at cemeteries, pregnant and all? This is why when y'all be asking, especially on TikTok, how to do this spell, how to do that spell, this is the reason why we don't tell y'all. Because what's not for y'all, y'all will do it anyways without even doing a reading, and you don't even know the spirits that you want to work with. You don't know how to pay the spirits back. You don't know how to communicate the spirits. You don't know the nature of the spirit. This is why we don't like to tell y'all how to do certain spells, because y'all will take it and run with it and think y'all can do these type of workings. Why would the cemetery be the first place that you would go to for love work? Especially at nighttime. Are y'all crazy?
Okay, so I know everybody is now into doing spells and magic work and stuff like that. But please, one thing that I must advise you to not do. stop trying to do these fucking love spells on people without their permission. That shit is going to backfire. How do I know? Because a nigga done put a love spell on me and I did not give him permission. So I'm just waking up one day wondering why I don't want to fuck with this nigga no more. And all in all, come to find out, this nigga done took one of my locks and put his blood in it and put a fucking binding spell on me. And I'm like, why don't I want to fuck with him no more? Because he did it without my permission. So now this man running around here wondering why I'm not answering his phone calls, why I'm ghosting him, why I'm feeling real distant and stuff like that. And it's because you did some shit that I did not approve of, and now it's just gonna backfire. So see ya. Okay, so part 2 with this nigga putting a spell on me. So like a whole lot of weird shit has started happening. Like he used to just ask me weird shit. Like he randomly asked me one day, like, would I let him like keep one of my locks if they fell out my hair? And I'm like, no. Like I always either keep my locks, I put them up, or I'll burn my hair because, you know, your hair has energy, i.e. the fact that he stole my fucking lock and went and did a spell with it, right? So then it got to the point where like when I would sleep at night, like I could literally feel somebody like standing over me next to my bed. Like it was so strong. And then it came real weird where, like, he would say certain things that I know I said in private conversations, like, with friends and stuff. Like, he would just, like, randomly ask me specific things that I know I just talked about with, like, my friends or stuff, and I knew he was nowhere to be around. So the thing was, like, when I figured out that something was wrong and that I started to really feel like he did something, I asked him, like, yo, if you did something, tell me so I can reverse it. I can fix this before it goes bad and it goes south. Of course, he still denied it. Fast forward time starts going forward and things just like start to really get weird. Like I'm really withdrawn. Like I'm just not feeling it. Like I just can't put my finger on what it is. But with me being a witch, like I know it's something on the spiritual realm that's been done. Like that's just not sitting with. I'm just really shocked because like I've never had someone that felt the need to take it that far, that to have me, that they needed to put me under a spell to bind me to them. Like I think that's the weirdest thing ever. Like, and that's why I'm a white witch. Like I don't do that type of magic. Like you're trying to fuck with other people's free will, and I don't rock with that at all. Like that is not a love and light type situation. So now at this point, like every time the nigga used to come around me or call me, like I was just so like irritated and turned off to the point where it's like I can't even fake this no more. So I had to remove myself. Like it's no point. Like you fucked up the connection. So all in all, when you're doing these spells, especially love spells, binding spells, relationship spells, make sure you have that person's permission. Make sure you're doing it with a good intention for both parties and not just under a selfish intention, because the shit will backfire and you'll lose everything. You'll lose the person, the connection, and everything.
This is Bruja Magic. And what you see her making is a drink called panty tea. In Spanish, it's backwards, so it would be tea of panties. And a lot of people think that when you're doing witchcraft on someone that it's complicated, that you need to go out and purchase a lot of crystals and amulets and charms and have an altar built, a shrine built dedicated to your ancestors. And some witches do that when they're tapping into the deep essence of it, when they're getting down to the root of it. But when it comes to certain love spells, cleansing, home purification spells, the ingredients that you need for the spell itself is actually quite simple. Just like what you saw in this video, all she needed was a pair of used panties and a glass of water or whatever he was drinking. And this is pretty much a possessive spell. She's using a pair of her used panties, which she dipped into his drink, so that when he drinks it, it's like in essence, he's drinking her bodily fluids, which is a form of thelema, and that comes from Aleister Crowley. So The ingredients that are needed for some forms of witchcraft, some spells of witchcraft, it's really not that complicated at all. Please be careful what you're eating and drinking from people that you don't know and even those that you do. God bless y'all.
Few things I want to address about the whole love spell conversation. So they said love spells are so dangerous, you're taking away someone's free will and it will always backfire. I agree, but it's not taking away someone's free will. It really is like super energetic manipulation. So you can still do what you want, but this is going to work really well on somebody who doesn't have that strong sense of self, sense of direction. Someone who's already easily manipulated will be easily manipulated. You know what I mean? So it's not that they physically can't get up and walk away. They just don't have it in them. Does that make sense? But you can't take away someone's free will. They can feel that tug. They will always feel it. And they can resent you for it.